Give me a happy eating down, rub me down. Stuck in a love when you rub me down, rub me down. Rubbing it down, lay me down. Stuck in a love when you lay me down, rub me down. Moving them up on the round and round, lay me down. Rub me down, baby, you know what you're here for. I am here for pleasure, and yes, my body is sore. Word around town, you can give me what I want, and yes, I'm down. You can bring the frown, turn it upside down. Touch me slow, touch me low, make me go low, make me go low. You're doing your job, don't feel right, don't wanna stop, don't want you to stop, baby. Baby, down. Fucking, I love when you rub me down, rub me down, rubbing it down, lay me down. Fucking, I love when you lay me down, rub me down, moving them up on the road and round, lay me down, rub me down. Working your hands up and down. Listen to the road like it's the sound. Time to take it to another level. Here's your soft like a rose petal. She said she'll never settle. For nothing is the satisfaction. She don't like the reaction. Full of passion, lots of action. Turn it dick like a fiddle. Approaching it like a puzzle. Feeling good like a riddle. Feeling good in the middle. Let me down. Sucking, I love when you rub me down. Rub me down. Rubbing it down. Lay me down. Sucking, I love when you lay me down. Rub me down. Moving that mouth on it round and round. Lay me down. Rub me down. So cold. I just want to live forever. So cold. I know you want to live forever. So cold. I know you want to live forever. So cold. I know you want to live forever. So cold. I know you want to live forever. Welcome, everybody. This is D Durrell with the Conscious Clientele. I'm basically here chilling. What's up, my brother Rollo? He said you got a record deal finally, huh? What's up, Rollo? How you doing? What's up, Vic DIK Garcia 2.0? What's up, brother? How y'all doing? This is D Durrell with the Conscious Clientele. I'm sitting down here chilling, taking a break for a little bit. I'm going to chat with you all for about 30, 45 minutes. I got a little meeting with a contract of mine in about an hour. So I decided to go ahead and converse with you all and go live and have a bit of a discussion and so on. Got a few things that I definitely like to talk about. What's up, Tiff? How you doing, sis? How you doing? Good to see you in here right now. So for those that know, I'm in various other spaces. What's up, Wars? How you doing? I'm in the manosphere. I'm in Black YouTube. I'm in the conscious community, the Umar Johnson sector. What's up? What's up, T Pre? How you doing, Queen? And what I'm noticing, man,
is that no matter what sector that I decide to conjugate into, there seems to be issues where everybody has issues with the black woman. Everybody. Everybody got issues with the black woman. And I'm talking about everybody. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to uncam for a second. Everybody seems to have an issue. One way or another, there's a problem. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying to fix this camera. Okay. So everybody has a problem with the black woman. Everybody, there's an issue. This seems to be an ongoing issue. Now it's become an issue in the Umar Johnson sector, a sector that's supposed to be about Pan-Africanism. A sector that is supposed to be about uplifting black women. What's up, Chaos Rain? And what I'm finding is that no matter what the topics are, eventually we get around to putting black women, under evaluation to critique every little mistake that she makes, but never praising her for the good things that she does. Now, I understand this when I go into certain spaces. That they feel this way because that's part of what they do. That's part of their, their platform. But everybody wants to criticize. Everybody wants to look at every move that the black woman makes. Some are warranted and some are not. In my opinion, nobody is above reproach. But it's becoming to me, everybody seems to have some issue with the black woman. Everybody seems to have a reason to be against black women one way or the other. Panther God says, everybody except the white men and feminists engineering her to destroy black men and boys and the submissive pandering house slaves scared to correct black women's treason. See, that's a manosphere talking point. I don't agree with none of that shit you're saying. Nobody is socially engineering black women to do any goddamn thing. I think the problem is we as a community, black men and black women, we're not working in collaboration with one another to do what's in the best interest of our community. No black woman, no black girl is born in this world with the idea that I have to destroy black men and destroy the community. We need to quit with that. See, that type of divisive language is what's continued this nonsense. What's up, Verla? What's up, Uppity? I see she got the only chocolate angel. Cool. I mean, one way or another, she's under critique. If she does one thing, it's a problem. If she does another thing, it's a problem. So it goes back to this, just like the debate that Tiffany and TCTV had. Where is her protection? Panther Guard wants to talk about socially engineering. So or is it fit to say that black men are socially engineered not to take care of their children? Black men are socially engineered not to want to marry women. Black men are engineered to pump and dump. Black men are engineered to not want to be accountable. If you're going to say it from one way, from one end, you have to go with the other. There's a lack of balance when it comes to this. Here go Pat the God with another manosphere talking point. 67% of Be in America support Planned Parenthood. Eugenic genocide isn't treason now. That is not true. 67% in America support Planned Parenthood. Okay, I understand that, but 67% is not representative of black women. Matter of fact, of that 67%, I guarantee you less than 5% are black women. And so basically, Planned Parenthood is in the hood. You don't see Planned Parenthoods in suburbs or in white areas. I see Planned Parenthoods in low-income black and Hispanic areas. So tell me, how the hell, Panther God, 67% of the people support Planned Parenthood, but only 5% support, 5% or less of black women support Planned Parenthood, but damn near over half, I'd say 60 to 7% of those facilities are in black areas, providing services for that less than 5% that actually supports it. Can you explain that to me? Can you explain that to me? Tiffany said the debate that TC lost. See, we quote these talking points, guys. What's up, Pink Lady? But these talking points make no sense. 67% of America supports it. Black women make up about 6%, 6 to 7% of Americans of the American population. Of that 6 to 7%, I'm gonna say 3% may support Planned Parenthood. So of that 67%, 3% support Planned Parenthood, and basically 70% of the facilities are geared towards that 3%. And the other 30% to everybody else. And yes, Planned Parenthood is easy. Margaret Sanger is a racist ass woman who created it. And her intent was to reduce the amount of children that black women were having. Because at that time, when she was living and so forth, black women were having 10 to 12, 15 children. What's up, Boris Lemieux? So when we talk about black people reducing and having children, that's only periodical. That's just a trend. That existed. That was a downward trend in black people having children from I would say the 1940s on up to the 1950s. Because during that time, women were having way more children. Black women having children is a product of birth control and other economics, birth control, and the fact of the matter, in modern times, they have other means of occupying their time. It's not a matter of the fact of getting abortions. Most black women do not agree with having abortions. Even I would even go around and say as a healthy percentage of women who got abortions wouldn't have gotten those abortions if the man would have stayed with them, or if they would have been with a guy that was worth a damn. And then it leads to the fact of, why are you even having sex with a guy that ain't worth a damn? I agree with that. I wish YouTube would verify the level of education of people have before we get into a discussion. Could bypass nonsense. Exactly. There are a lot of people speaking on things quoting statistics that they don't understand, and they're speaking in areas where they are not credible. Here goes another manosphere talking point. Remember, expecting black women to be decent human beings means you hate them. Got it? No. Black women are already decent human beings. It's unfortunately, Panther God, that you and people who think like you don't recognize it. It is you who interacts with black women in negative and adverse ways because there's something socially awkward or something is wrong with you and your mindset of what you think black women are supposed to act like. Black women are not supposed to naturally give you femininity. Black women are not supposed to naturally give you submissiveness. First of all, black women are naturally feminine. And just because a person is feminine doesn't mean they can't be angry and can't be mad. And if she shows that to you, there's reasons that triggered that. But who am I to say this? I'm just a therapist. Not being a baby murderer is too much. Listen, brother. Let's instead of focusing, I know you want to focus on the active itself, but let's focus on the issues and the environment and the adverse conditions that led to her to even consider abortion in the first place. And usually it's about economics, or usually it's about being with a guy that she thought was worth a damn and found out he wasn't. Now, I'm gonna have to say this again. I don't agree with this. Black women on average are better people than black men, in my personal experience. I disagree with that. I think that it's the same. I don't think no group sex, whether you're black men or black women, are any better than the other. We're all equally messed up, or we're all equally as great. And she laughing. Of course, you're gonna say that from a female perspective. But we can't. Everybody wants to critique. You know how much money is made off of being against black women on YouTube? Guys, do you understand the amount of money that is made on talking about black women in a disparaging manner, in a negative manner? Do you understand the money, the platforms that have been built? You got 21 conventions and shit. You got manosphere conventions. You got magazines. You have all kinds of books and newsletters. And so on. So, I mean, all of this stuff. And all of this stuff is contributed to the hate against black women. Now, I'd like you all to check out my D. Durrell Life Solutions, because that's where you're really getting the real info that could benefit you. This channel is more interactive for me to talk shit and say whatever I want to say and speak my mind. But D. Durrell Life Solutions talks about the family dynamic, the relationship between black women and black men, the relationship between black mothers and their sons. And when you have poor mothers who are a poor example for children, mothers who are not raising their children correctly, and yes, they are raising them on their own, unfortunately, and I hold men to the fire for the fact that they are allowing these women to raise these children alone, particularly the young black boys. Yeah, I heard about that, Shakam Ron. They said they took TC channels. That was messed up. That was messed up. We got to support our brother. I don't know who did that. I don't know why they took his channel. I don't know who tried to flag his channel down. I know the feeling because I've been through it. I know the feeling of going to bed thinking you have a channel and you wake up the next morning and you ain't got a channel. Especially when you were in the process of editing a video that could have changed the manosphere, showing proof of what a certain person is and what they're not. And now that video is no longer available. Yes, I understand. So, yeah, you say Uppity says young black boys need black men in their lives, but black men hate Russell Wilson for stepping up. The jokes write themselves, LOL. No, let me make a correction. No, black men don't hate Russell Williams. It's black men as ignorant, irresponsible, hypocritical black men in the manosphere and in black YouTube that don't like that don't like Russell Wilson. Real men in real life think Russell Wilson is a good guy. They think he's an upstanding guy and they commend him for what he's doing. It's only on YouTube where you hear bullshit about somebody simping because they chose to wife up Ciara and accept the fact that she had children. These same Negroes that claim that they would not do it would be the main ones simping for Ciara, whether she had children or not. And to me, within the manosphere, they should be the last ones to be talking about simping. Because every other month or so, you hear about some scandal about somebody simping on somebody. The manosphere has the biggest simps on YouTube. They're undercover simps. Now here we go with the man with Panther Guard. Black men think good black men deserve respect. Black women love Russell Wilson for being a compromised man for a leftover female that doesn't respect him. Now you see this is the kind of bullshit I'm talking about, Panther Guard. First of all, it ain't none of our business what Ciara is. It ain't none of our business who Russell Wilson decides to marry. Now, how are you going to be in a position to call somebody a leftover because she had children for another man? This shit happens every day. Men wife up women that have children. People have a history before you meet them. That's just life. If you're not mature enough to accept the fact that another person had a sexual history before they met you, well, let's talk about all these men that got 4 and 5 children and women decide to marry them regardless of the fact. So what's the point? This shit goes both ways. Men marry women with children and women marry men with children. Let's not be elementary about this. That's just a way of life. Now, if you're a single man with no children and you want a single woman with no children, well, that's the market you should be focusing in. But the bottom line, there are more people with children as adults than those that don't have. And so you have to live with that reality and function in the context of dating, understanding that. There's not enough black men mentoring children. There's not enough black men mentoring young boys. It should not matter whether this child is yours or not. We need more black male mentors. Bars Lemieux said, I'd rather wife up Ciara with kids than to be ASAP Rocky dating a ran through Rihanna with no kids. Hey, what that shows is that you have a certain opinion of what you value in women and women you don't value. It's part of life. I mean, that's life. Shit, you think that what's up, BMT? You think, so that means to tell me, if you're supposed to be a mature, respectable, intelligent man, you mean to tell me you will pass up on a good woman just because she had children for another man? Now, every man has their limitations. Some men are willing to accept one child. Some are willing to accept 2. Very few men I know are willing to accept over 3 children. They'll go with 1 or 2, but not more than 3. Matter of fact, there are so many black children in foster care. There's so many there's so many fatherless children or motherless children. As a community, we're doing a horrible job of mentoring our children and becoming foster parents, surrogate parents, and adoptive parents. Uppity says no man in this chat would pass up on Rihanna. The hell, and Panther God will be the main one sipping on her. We have to quit with this shit, man. Well, we trying to talk down on people you never met, you don't know. All you're doing is judging them based on what you see them as an entertainer. You don't know these people in real life. You don't know their struggle. You don't know their issues. You don't know them personally. And who are you to tell anybody that they ran through or they're not a good person? You don't know them. And most of these men know damn well they wouldn't pass up a Rihanna could have 5 children and they would still wife up Rihanna. They need to stop with this foolishness. That's right. African-American children are left in languish and die in the foster care system, but your anger is at abortions. Try caring about the living children among you. Exactly. That's one of the most difficult things I have, because I do foster care services. And one of the most difficult things I have to deal with is helping children who want to be adopted and they feel that they're getting too old to be adopted. Children who go to do visits with adoptive parents and then the parents change their mind on adopting children, they have to deal with that. Then you have these children in foster care that they've been through so much pain and agony and suffering. When they get with a reasonable parent or parents, they don't know how to behave, so they act all, they act all messed up and so forth. That's our reality. That's facts. We can't sit here and say you don't want this, but then you allow this. If the manosphere is so much against Russell Wilson marrying a woman with children, well then I challenge the manosphere. Why don't you wife up all these lonely single black women that want a husband and they can't find one? Wife them up. Create your own families. Create your own, raise your own children. You can't talk about financial abortions, but you can't volunteer to do things for your own family members, your own nieces and nephews and cousins who could use a guy, quote unquote, good guy like yourself in their life. But the black woman is to blame. She's to blame for every goddamn thing. The black woman is blamed for you claim the black woman needs to be submissive, but then when she being submissive to a good guy or a bad guy, it's a problem. You claim the black woman got messed up dating expectations, but when she give you sex and so forth, you get her pregnant, then all of a sudden that's her responsibility, not your responsibility. You refuse to listen to the fact that you contributed to the dysfunction of black women. I'm going to repeat that. Black men have overwhelmingly contributed to the dysfunction of black women. For those who are dysfunctional. And in many cases, most black women who have issues with black men didn't begin their adulthood with all of these misconceptions. They developed these misconceptions due to trauma, due to relationship trauma, due to physical trauma, due to sexual trauma, due to economic exploitation, due to verbal abuse, due to feeling unworthy. But nobody wants to talk about that. You see, that's why my D Darrell Life Solutions, people don't want to look at that channel, the channel that actually gives the true psychodynamics of black women and black men and relationships. That the channel that gives the true aspects of what we as a people need to improve on as far as our behavior. But you'll check out D Darrell Rebirth, but you're not. But those same people, I want to know why these same people are not going over to my other channel. My D Darrell Life Solutions is 10 times better than this channel, but this channel gets 10 times more views. This is facts. So Chocolate Angel says, on average, we don't run away from our children. We do the best we can, even though it may not be enough. But you know what? It is enough, Uppity. It is enough. The fact that you are there, the fact that you are interactive, the fact that you didn't run away from your responsibility, the fact that those children will always have the memory and the understanding that their mother did what she could to help them and she didn't run away. You're right, keeping it plain. Most people must learn their problems and seek help and change their behavior. But you know what a lot of people are doing? They want to make YouTube their form of therapy. They want to make YouTube a means of expressing themselves and saying things and releasing stress, releasing anxiety, releasing depressive symptoms. Because they feel socially inadequate in real life. That's the reality. I want to give a shout out to my boy TCTV. Keep your head up, brother. Create another channel, get it popping. I'm going to advertise it for you. They took your channel down. I know the feeling. What's up now? What's up, Remix Way Life, God? But I'm going back to this. Everybody's against the black woman. Everybody wants to assess the black. Everybody wants to beat the black woman down. When you have people quoting sayings like the black woman is universally unattractive to all women. First of all, the black woman is universally beautiful. She's copied more than any other woman on earth because she is the queen mother of the earth. And first of all, why should we as black people give a damn about what other races think about our women? That is ridiculous. Why would I, as a black, there's no different with bi-curious bitch ass. Why would I, as a black man, who would, let's say if I was seeking a woman, worry about whether she's beautiful in the eyes of white men, Asian men, Hispanic men, and Indian men? Why would I give a damn? Why would I give a damn what other men think about my women? Because I damn sure myself personally don't think highly of no other woman outside of my race, but black women. I wouldn't. But that's the truth. Now says Black women are the slander most women. Black women are the slander most women go out of their way to get what black women have through surgery. So how is she the most unattractive? Make it make sense. You got black women. You got women of other races that have been tanning themselves for years. You got women putting collagen in their lips to get bigger lips. Now they getting a big ass and bigger titties. All of those things epitomizes the beautiful of African women. Can't have that. Black women would. It's another thing to be given blame and so forth from other people. But when your own counterpart of your race does the same bullshit, that is horrible and embarrassing. I've had people on my panel say all types of ill-gotten things about black women that make no sense. Or they quoting research, quoting unreliable research. So that's exactly what it is. Unreliable research. But hey, this is YouTube. What do I know? This is YouTube. Yeah. Uppity says we are the birthplace of fashion and pop culture. The black woman is universal and always has been. Her very essence gave birth to the world. And now we in 2021 want to talk about black women are considered universally unattractive? Are you fucking kidding me? That absolutely makes no sense.
Yeah, where are my glasses?
Oh, there you go. Misplaced my glasses here. See, we got a lot of people in the chat. What's up, Shakim? Shakim said, I'm glad I started my podcast because I don't have time for censorship. I have a podcast too. I may need to start directing people. I don't post a lot on my podcast. I usually play some of the same stuff that I post on YouTube on my podcast. I actually need to start doing some more podcasts. Here go Panther God says black men shouldn't correct black women when they are wrong. Correcting your counterpart is not hate. LOL is leadership. No one said that that's hate. I've never heard a black woman call a black man correcting her as being hate. It's just the facts. That's actually love. Because you're helping someone improve. So Uppity says, take yourself to the drawing board, fix you, and watch the caliber of people you attract change. Yeah, you have to change. You have to change. You cannot, if you're attracting a certain type of people that you don't like, that means it's something about you that's attracting them to you. You need to change your persona. Then the friends will also change along the way. Now says constructive criticism and just plain hatred are two different things. When you got actual white supremacists agreeing with you, your talking points, maybe it's time to reflect on what you're saying. I'll check it out. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and wrap this baby up in a bit because I'm getting ready I have another session. I'm gonna go ahead and tailor this down. I just wanted to have a nice small chat with you all. But I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate Shock and Raw in here, Uppity. Now is new here. Oh, of course, Uppity would talk about leveling up. The level up ladies give other women harsh yet constructive criticism, and we pay them for it. Kevin is just mean and hateful, but you are too. That is why you support him. I guess you're speaking of the guys that support Kevin Samuel. Now we don't want to give into abuse. I'm totally against the verbal abuse. I'm totally against physical abuse and so on. I'm totally against any type of maladaptive behaviors that negatively affect the mental health of black women. I'm talking about these guys talking about being against black women having natural hair versus wearing weave versus straightening their hair versus putting eyelashes on based on drawing eyebrows. I mean, these black men are looking at black women from head to toe for every integral aspect of their life. That is very feminine. Only females look at other females like that. Black men, yeah, there's certain things we like, but when you're looking at shit like the damn toenail ain't painted right, or the nails need to be this and that, that's a little feminine to me. I get you, Uppity. I know you are. I got it. I have to be suspicious of guys who look at women from that aspect. They looking at everything about them from head to toe like they're women. But see, Uppity, the real thing, Uppity, they really don't hate you, Uppity. They're mad at you because he's like, why don't you give me the cookies? Why don't you open your legs to me? Why don't you submit to me and do what I want you to do? He just want to shake a black woman like, please do what I need you to do. They don't hate black women. The issue is that they're awkward and they don't know how to speak to women. They don't know how to socialize. They don't know how to communicate with women. What's up, honey bunny? I don't think it's hate. Some of them do hate. That is a percentage that do hate. But there's a large percentage that hate. But then there's another percentage that just confused. They don't understand. They caught up in this red pill rhetoric. You're right. He does get stuff like that. He gets emails about black men wanting to destroy black. I'm like, how the fuck you gonna want to destroy the very woman that brought you into this world? It was a black woman that gave birth to you, sugar booty Negroes. And now since you're older, you want to act like you want them to die? There's so much mental illness in this sector, man. Sometimes people get on here just to act crazy. They don't care how irresponsible it is. They just want to act crazy. She said she'd issue them a non-black woman and send them on their way. Then they're going to find something wrong with them. I would like to have discussions that really talk about in-depth issues of relationships. We're focusing so much on surface shit. That's why I don't certain time when people talk about relationships and the black male and black female dynamic as it relates to relationships and dating and marriage, I found myself being bored and just uninterested in having those discussions with people that don't know what they're talking about. And everything that they say is divisive about the opposite sex. I'm at a point now, being in this space for an amount of time, I have no interest in hearing black men talk about how approachable black women are and how black women are not this and that. And I don't have time for black women thinking that divestment and avoiding black men and the average black man ain't this or that. I have no time with both sides pointing out all the negatives of the opposite sex, but never identifying all the positives. That's the problem. You know, it's the truth. Let's see. Honey Bunny says a lot of men want black women hair to be natural, and when we give it to them, they'll be like, I mean, you wanted natural hair. And that's the thing. Why do we have to use negative terms like nappy? Why can't we just say kinky? See, the thing about it is that in order to change black culture, we have to change kids. Acting is because of how they were brought up and how they socialized in their environment. You don't come out of the box knowing natural hair. You don't come out knowing that, hey, this is ugly. That you learn that. And what the problem is that we're not vetting or we're not interacting with our children when they date to learn what they like or dislike. And it leads to basically grown men feeling adequate when in our actuality, they're small on the totem pole. So, but got out of here, guys. It's been nice chatting with you all. I got to get to work. I got a client I got to see in about 15 minutes. It's been a nice discussion. I just want to say I'm tired of hearing everybody be against black women for things that are unwanted. It's the black woman's fault for every goddamn thing. And then black men don't want to take accountability for a goddamn thing. You cannot put all the blame of our community on black women. You cannot blame black women for trying their best to raise black boys alone. And then you want to blame the kid act this way because he had he only had a single mother. He didn't ask for that. Uppity says, I'm tired, boss. So I'm about uplifting black women. I'm about protecting black women. I'm about interacting and helping black women. Because black women sure the hell have helped me throughout my life. Black women have given me have had a great willingness to help me. I don't have negative interactions with black women. I don't have black women walking up to me telling me you ain't shit. I've never had black women disrespecting me outwardly. Now, I've had issues in the function of a relationship, of dating. I don't have professional black women mean mugging me or acting like they better than me. I actually get the direct opposite. You know? Women love the hell out of D. Durrell, wonder why. I mean, I don't get this, man. Man, I have had such great, wonderful um discussions with black women on YouTube. Particularly way more, I have way more productive discussions with black women in real life, particularly in professional spaces. I mean, I've been, particularly when I was a younger black male, when I was like just entering the field. Don't you know that there were places where I went into where it was nothing but, particularly before I went into business for myself, there were black women that were happy to see that they hired a black male. They were rooting for a black male. They were ecstatic that they had a black male actually working in the company. There have been black women that I've worked with that have helped me substantially through my business. I can tell you right now, there are multiple government agencies that I have contracts with that when those women saw that I was black, I was a black male trying to do something productive, they gave me information to make sure that I could secure those contracts. And I am forever, appreciative of that. And if they needed something from me, I obliged. I ain't have all this shit about somebody giving me femininity. The shit was natural. I never had to question a woman about being submissive. That was natural. I don't know. Yes, there are some women who may come about a bit aggressive. There's a difference between aggressiveness and masculinity. The manosphere doesn't understand the difference between black women being aggressive versus black women being masculine. There's a difference. They don't understand the difference between black women functioning in a more aggressive, more competitive manner on the job in order to be competitive, in order to be productive. Because they coming for black women heads too. In case you forgot, their black women are still black. Nobody's critiquing. He said critiquing black men for not lying to black women is a coward. No, it's not that you're lying. It's that your talking points are misguided. That's the difference. You're not intentionally lying. You're just misguided. That's what it is. But I understand. You cannot put a group of women in the majority based on your own anecdotal experiences. Just because you was a 25-year-old virgin and you couldn't get sex from the time you were 15, that's not my problem. That's your problem. So you're gonna blame black women for the fact that they didn't find you worthy to share their body with you. No, that's you. That is you. And notice they got these guys in here talking about the people who speak the loudest are the guys who have never had a woman in 5 years, but you don't speak to black women ever unless you're on YouTube, but you know everything about black female nature. There are literally men like that. There are literally men that ain't been in a long-term relationship. They 40 years old. They ain't been in a relationship in damn near they ain't been in a relationship in damn near, I say 20 years, but they want to know everything about black women. Give me 1 second, guys. Shit. 1 second. But that's just the facts. I'm back. I just wanted to have this conversation with you all. Hope y'all having a great day today. I'm getting ready to go in 5 minutes. I hope you all have a great day. Peace.